Yes, I think I definitely could have made use of this. I think if I'd had the chance to just flick through it and just see what's involved in being a curator at a botanic gardens or something, it would be great to have known which ways or what sort of things I would have had to do, and possibly how I could have found access into that particular career. So I think it's really good.
I think so. I think it gives a really good insight as to what people actually do in their jobs, as opposed to what you might be led to believe by university tutors, for instance.
Definitely. I mean, when I was at school, it was a long time ago now, the career advice was pretty rubbish, to be honest with you. It was basically you found your own way out through discussion with parents. So I think something like this would have been tremendously useful to be able to look through and see the sort of jobs that would also suit me and that I'd like to do, and whether I had those qualifications as well.
As I advise students on making applications for medicine and dentistry, healthcare is one of the areas that I feel that I should know more about, particularly for those students that perhaps can't get access to those courses through their A-level grades. So I looked through the section. I found the Senior Procurement Manager in Healthcare. She says her job involves seeking value for money when placing contracts for goods and services. The primary objective of my department is to save money on the things that hospitals buy, from syringes to scanners, from multi-agency staff to IT systems. There is a significant legal aspect to my role, as it is a function which in the public sector is highly regulated. So here we have somebody working in healthcare, and yet their route into healthcare was through business studies. And it's a nice example of somebody who also is doing something we hear about on the news that's very up to date.
Okay, this is an average day in the job of a curator at the Botanic Gardens. It says, I respond to a wide range of queries that come in via email and post. I provide admin support for whatever lectures and courses are happening. I often give guided tours of the garden or spend time meeting researchers or artists who wish to work with the garden. I also keep our website updated and often squeeze in a tweet or two about the work of our organisation, which I find a sort of interesting thing which I'd like to be able to do as well.
Sure, yes. This is because I did a chemical engineering degree. I was particularly interested in the comments from the engineers in here. So this is Andrew, a senior project manager, and I just was interested by the way that he really recommended that you try and do some work experience for at least a week or two before you actually think about applying for any course, because I wish I'd done that before I had applied.
I would definitely recommend this book to young people. Providing information, advice and guidance to students, particularly in the sixth form, is a real challenge for staff. As teachers, we're not always experienced in many other workplaces, and there's such a variety of professional roles, jobs out there that students should think about aspiring to engage in. I think this book is so different in that it enables students to think of what their goals might be. Traditionally, we look at A-level choices, then university subject choices, and then towards the end of degrees, students start thinking about what they might then be doing in the workplace. This is enabling them to look at the goal and then work backwards.
Yeah, I think I'd really recommend this. It's a really simple and very acceptable way of finding out what the day-to-day work is that some of these people do in their careers, which is just exactly what young people need to know in order to be able to find their way through the field of work quickly and find out what they want to do in the future.
Yes, I definitely would. When I was at school, I was given very little direction about what career to go into, so I think this would be of great use to anyone in the sixth form.
Yes, definitely. I was incredibly impressed when I went through this, the detail that you have. I like the way you cover all sort of the main sort of jobs that sort of our students would do. I like the fact that you actually have a very clear sort of layout in terms of the fact about the typical day, the sort of things they have to do. But then the other really useful thing, of course, is what you need, the requirements you need to actually get in and do that job. So I think this is an excellent book.